This is Julie.
And this is Martin.
And we live full-time on our 58-foot narrowboat home, Rhapsody in blue.
We're taking you along as we continuously cruise the canals and rivers of the UK with some beautiful scenery, occasional wildlife, landmarks, aqueducts and tunnels. Come with us. Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hiya. We've been asked quite a few times to do a costings video. And we've always shied away from it, but we thought, do you know what? We'll give it a go. We've worked out 12 months of our payments and bills, regular bills, and we've put this together. So hopefully this will be helpful to somebody, and you can get a rough idea of how much it costs to live on a narrowboat. We live on a 58-foot narrowboat, so all the costs are our costs only.
Based on a 58-foot narrowboat.
Yeah, and please bear with us. We do have notes in front of us so that we can keep checking every now and again. And I will have to take my glasses off to read them because they're too close. So, yeah, hopefully there's not too much glare on my glasses either. We're filming this indoors, obviously, and it's dark outside. It's only 5 o'clock. But
5 o'clock. Oh, roll on summer, isn't it?
Yeah, roll on summer. But yeah, so Martin's going to start off with, we're going to do our regular costs first, ones that we cannot live without. These are our month in regular costs.
Not personal costs.
We're not doing personal costs because everybody buys different food, everybody spends different on clothes, phones, etc. So we're just doing the costs of living on a narrowboat. So Martin's going to kick us off with our licence fee, aren't you, dear?
Right, as we said, based on a 58-foot narrowboat, our licence per year is 1,475p. Now, we pay ours on a monthly basis, so ours works out £116.73p per month. So that's based on a 58-foot narrowboat.
And continuous cruises.
Continuous cruise, yeah, because obviously it does vary if you're in a marina. So, just to repeat that, 1,475p.
£1,400 and 75p.
Said that right, yeah. 1,400. No, 1,475p is per year, and we break it down because ours is on a yearly. I think, Julie, have you done that as a 12 months or as a 10 months?
Yeah, we've done it. I've done it all on 12 months.
Because normally sometimes you find it go on 10 months, but this is worked out on 12 months, so it's £116.73p a month.
Yeah.
So the next one will be the insurance, which Julie will gladly...
Which I will do now. So insurance, we have fully comprehensive insurance, and we have also RCR cover, which is river canal rescue. So if we were to break down or have a problem, we would be able to call them out. We only have the basic entry level, but it's still there. It's an emergency service. So we pay £387 per year. So that works out to £32.25 per month. Over to you, Martin, for gas.
Right. Gas?
Gas.
Oh, gas. Yeah, we work out an average of 4 bottles a year.
Yeah.
Per bottle works out roughly £45 per bottle. We roughly use 1 bottle per 3 months. So on a yearly basis, that works out £180 for 4 bottles. That's based on £45 per bottle. That's LPG. Breaking it down, that is £15 a month. Back to you, Julie.
Okay, so the next one is diesel. Now, diesel, brace yourself, we spend £2,280 per year on diesel. That's an average. And that is an average price of £1.03 per litre. Obviously, it's red diesel. Now, we have a reflex diesel stove, so we don't have a coal burner like a log burner. So all our heating, we have an eberspacher as well.
Yep.
That's also diesel, and the engine itself. So I've sort of broken it down a little bit to, in the summer, it roughly £10 a month. Or is that a week? Sorry, £10 a week. Why did I do week? Well, £10 a week in the summer.
Or
And
£40
that's
a month.
sort of 16 weeks of summer. We are in England, mind you, so we don't necessarily get 16 weeks of summer. I think we did put the stove on
Subject.
in August this year, didn't we? We put
Yes.
it on once.
So that
Mad.
is subject to change.
Yes.
As they say.
So then you've got 6 weeks early and late summer. That worked out to £25 per week. And then 10 weeks early spring and late autumn. That works out to roughly £45 a week. And then the 20 weeks of actual winter, you're looking at about £75 a week. But don't forget, that is running the engine. That is the eberspacher for so it's running the engine for the batteries, to keep the batteries topped up, just a couple of hours every couple of days. The eberspacher, which is diesel, and also our diesel reflex stove. So you're looking at a total for the year is 2,280, and we've broken that down to £190 per month. Now, with the diesel stove, also the reflex stove, people have asked how much it costs us. Well, on a day-to-day basis, we leave it on 24/7, and it costs us roughly 4.5 to 5 litres of diesel per 24 hours. And when we've worked it out against coal, we've tried to work it out. A 25 kilo bag of coal at £18, which is the price that we've found online. 2 bags a week. That works out to about £36. We're doing 5 litres a day, which it works out round about £36. So it is very, very similar.
Very similar, yeah, depending on the
yeah.
obviously coal prices, diesel prices.
Yeah. So yeah, they're very, very similar. But that's our diesel. We leave that as £190 per month.
Next to the favourite part of everyone's
over to you.
conversation of every boater is toilet. We're a pump out toilet, so there are various different toilets obviously on a narrowboat, as most people know, from cassette right through to compost. Now we prefer to have the pump out, so which means that we incur a cost obviously going into marinas to have it pumped out. On an average, we worked out as about £20 per empty, based on roughly 3 to 4 weeks. 15 times a year, maybe £300. So we allow about £25 on an average month, like to say, for the toilet. So that is based obviously because if you've got LSAN, obviously you can empty that free at most service points, which is included in your licence, which like for your water, your rubbish and things like that. But because we have a pump out, obviously we have to pay to have it pumped out. Yeah. Over to you, Julie.
And I mean, our toilet has quite a large tank, so I say we can last 3 to 4 weeks. We have actually lasted 4.5 weeks once, haven't we? When we were frozen in, we made it last a little bit longer, but we've never filled it to the top, and we don't want to because we have no idea what happens when it gets completely full. So we always make sure we empty it in plenty of time.
Normally 3 to 4 weeks.
And it averages out to about 15 times a year. So it's quite a lot, and it's £300 a year to.
Still back to me. Obviously,
the next one is engine.
Engine, heart of the boat. Obviously, you do need to look after that. That is what keeps you going. Your batteries topped up and everything. So obviously daily checks like you do on a car, which is your oil, water, and that, etc. Now costs for servicing. Now I do my own servicing, so I obviously keep the costs down. I think we've worked it out roughly, or what we've been quoted is around about £250 if you get a marina to do it. our engine is a Beta 43. Now it cost me this year for me to do it. That included the oil, fuel filter, oil filters, etc. And that I said about £100. I already carry belts, so obviously allow that on top. I did go online just to see what a full service kit would cost for a Beta 43. It averages around about 140 to £150, but that does only include one belt. Now we have 3 alternators now, so we had to obviously take that in consideration, that we have a travel pack and we also have leisure alternator as well as a start battery alternator. So yeah, that worked out. So we roughly worked out, sorry, let me get back and get my words all out, at roughly about £15 a month.
That includes extra parts.
Yeah, so that allows for anything, because obviously you never know, things do go wrong. It's another thing you've got to look at, yeah.
Okay, so those are the main everyday costs. They are the things that we have to do to
We basically
keep
incur
going
on a yearly basis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that works out in total to £393.98 per month, or
£4,727.75 on a yearly basis per annum.
yes. Yep, so that's those 6 items. Now we have some other items that they are regular items, but they're not necessarily every year. So we have the BSS, first of all, which is every 4 years. We've had ours done this year. You'll probably see in a previous
About August, wasn't
video.
it?
Yes.
August.
And that cost us £210. So we've rounded that up from £4.38 a month to £5 a month that we set aside, and then in 4 years' time we'll have £210.
I think it pretty much equates the same as if you had a car, roughly. I think a car must be about £50-60 now per annum for an MOT, so it pretty much works out the same.
Yeah. Yep. Next is the black-in or 2-pack epoxy, Martin.
Yeah, so we're 2-pack epoxy. Most boats, obviously, as you know, are made of steel, so they do need to be protected. If you have a bitumen base, normally they say anywhere between 3, maybe 4 years, depending how you use your boat. We are 2-pack. We done ours ourselves in 2022, and it worked out to £680. Now that included obviously the boat to be taken out, but we did that ourselves. It'll probably work out different obviously if you have the marina to do it for you, and it may vary obviously to which marina you go to for obviously lifting your boat out, whether they do it or you can do it yourself.
Yeah, obviously not lifting the boat out. We didn't take the boat out.
No,
we did the 2-pack.
Yeah, you do the 2-pack in and of itself. That's obvious, but obviously marinas will charge you to lift your boat out and put it on dry dock or whatever, or if you hire a dry dock, it just varies. So we just kept the cost down by actually doing it ourselves, and I think Julie might put a picture in.
Yes, Martin made sure that I was downwind while he was using the angle grinder, and at the end when we did a nice selfie, there's me with a black face and him with a nice clean face. I did it again, face. Nice clean face. So yeah, you'll see that in the picture. Yeah, next on the list. So yeah, we set aside £15 a month for that black-in. Did you say that? Did you say the price?
I might have done, but if not, then you got that. Yeah. So
yeah. So the next on the list is fuel polishing. Now you'll see, you must have seen in a previous video of ours that we had our fuel polished because we had a load of gunk and muck in the fuel. It had got into our stove, and it had got into, thankfully it hadn't got into the engine, but Del from Nielsen Boats, he suggested that boaters should really be having it done every 4 years now because of the state of the diesel. You've got the biodiesel,
yeah, biodiesel additives and things like that.
Yeah, so it's always good to have your tanks cleaned out every 4 years, and seeing as we've just had the BSS done, we've put that down so that we have it done practically at the same time,
or within that year, isn't it, really?
and that cost us £200. So we are saying £5 a month. We've just sort of bumped it up to £5 a month, and that will cover that in 4 years' time. Over to you, Martin, for the boat maintenance fund.
Yeah. We put roughly £25 a month aside. This is just general boat maintenance. This obviously helps us to put money in ready for other things like your well gulper, which is your shower, water pump, which is a Jabsco, gas leaks, inverter.
You never know when something's going to go wrong, do you?
No, I mean, we left the marina in 2022, in April 2022, and I think we'd only been out 2 months. And we got quite a big shock when our inverter decided to go up the wall, and it just cost us just shy of £2,000 just to replace the inverter. That was not a combi, that was just the inverter on its own. So, yeah, a bit of an eye-opener. So it does pay.
What do they say boat stands for?
Oh, yeah, bring out another 1,000, and trust me, bring out another 2,000. It should have said that day. But so, yeah, we put £25 a month aside just purely for boat maintenance, because you just don't know what's around the corner. Like we say, our boat is 20 years old, and things are going to go wrong. Things go wrong on a new boat, but you just try and prepare for the unexpected, really.
Yeah. So next on our list is our post. As you know, we're continuous cruisers. We sold our house, we sold our car, so we don't have an address. We don't have another home. This is our home. So we need a registered address. Some people can use, they're quite happy to use a relative or a friend's address, but we have a registered address that's dedicated for us, and it's called Ship to Shore. The company is very good. We've been with them now for 3 years, haven't we?
Yeah, brilliant.
And it's a fantastic service. They receive the post and they let you know that you've got post. It's then up to you whether you ask them to open it and scan it to you, or just open it and send you an email to say what's in there. Or you can say keep hold of it, and then when you're near a post office, you can have it sent post restante to the local post office to where we are, and we just go and collect it. Or if we know someone's coming to see us, like Craig or my mum or whatever, we can ask for them to send it through to them, and then they'll bring it to us. And it works absolutely fine. And we don't really get a lot of post, do we? Because most things are electronic. Your bank statements and
you
credit
get one
card
yearly,
statements.
don't you? You get your annual statements and that. And
yeah, and obviously I had my card was cloned last year, so I had to have new bank cards. So obviously we needed the service then. But so that's definitely.
And I just realised I forgot to say the price. It's £137 a year, or £11.42 per month.
The last one is batteries.
Yeah, we had 4 new batteries fitted in June 2023. Now we went from lead acid to deep cycled carbon. AGMs. That worked out at £1,200 for 4 batteries. We did up them slightly to 110s to 130s. I think it was 130s, wasn't it?
Yeah, 130 amp.
Yeah, 130 amps. So we allow now, they should last us anywhere between 6 to 7 years, hopefully. So we roughly worked that on a monthly basis, around about £20 a month. So that's another cost that we should have added in earlier.
Well, no, I think batteries should be on their own, because batteries, you never know when a battery could fail. So you do need a batteries fund. So yeah, £20 a month works out to about £240
and you need batteries,
a year.
Obviously, that operates everything on the boat.
Yes.
Mostly, unless you're plugged into a marina. But so I think we've pretty much covered that in there.
Yeah.
I mean, there may be some other costs you may occur, obviously, when out on the cut. We do our own washing on board, so we don't tend to use marinas. So take in consideration that your general or annual costs could go up if you decide you want to go into marinas to do your laundry. You may want to leave your boat in there if you're going away on an annual holiday. So there are things like that work out roughly £25 a night. We've roughly worked it out on a marina.
Yeah, if you was to have your boat in a marina full time, the prices vary so much, from 2,500 right up to about £5,000 a year for everything, loads of services and goodness knows what, having your post there and everything. But yes, and also your license changes slightly if you're in a marina, so obviously check on the website for that. But we are continuous cruisers, so the cost that we're giving you today are our costs.
Yep.
So the total per month for everything, to put everything together, is £475.40. And our yearly cost is
£5,704.75p.
Yeah, and obviously that's before food, phones, TV license, and anything like that. So yeah, it's these are our general boat costs.
Yep. So like I say, we've built in little buffers into ours, little extra things. Like I say, things that might go wrong, so take that in consideration when you're doing your boat. Add little things in, a little fund for your things that could go wrong on your boat, because obviously, like we said when we first left the marina, you don't want a big surprise when you go out there and suddenly realise you got a big bill that you really weren't expecting so early on in
and it's better
cruising.
To be safe than sorry. Have that money set aside rather than having to try and find it.
Yep.
So
at the end of the day, we hope this has helped you a little bit. Like we say, this is based on our costs, not everyone else's, so it does vary from boat to boat. But I hope we've...
And if you want to see an engine service, I'll put a link to the one that Martin did before. So you can, if you wanted to save a little bit of money and do a service yourself. I'm going to put links to Ship to Shore, the CRT website, etc., all in the description below as well. So hopefully that will help out. So thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up.
Yep, please subscribe.
It is totally free.
Press the bell icon, which is wherever it is up here, as they say.
Somewhere,
Yeah, that will notify you every time we upload a video.
And leave us a comment if you've enjoyed what we've done, and or if you can think of something that we've missed, please let us know so that we can perhaps answer it in a future video, or if it's just something personal that you need to know, we'll answer it if we can, or we'll try and find out for you. But yeah, let us know what you think to this. Hopefully it's helped somebody. And this is what people have been asking for. They wanted to know what the costs are, so we've done our best. These are our costs. So yeah.
So anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Happy boating.
Yes, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for the super thanks and coffees this week. We really appreciate it. See you next time.